All right, welcome everyone to the kickoff of the Premade Rampage Spring Split. We will be joining the Hecklers on their journey through the season to see if they can manage to get into that playoffs. And of course, if they do, we will follow them throughout that. This week, they are taking on a newer team. I'm not familiar with a lot of their names. Aether Purple is the team's name. Got a lot of the guys in chat. Thanks for joining us. We really do appreciate it. Looking at ranks and everything wise, it seems a little bit of a mismatch. A lot of the Aether Purple guys were gold previous seasons, but haven't been able to kind of recapture that yet this year. Whereas the majority of Conduit's members are kind of back up into those gold rankings. So this is a gold league match for anyone who's new to the scene. So we are uh, getting that underway. So this is Conduit's kind of uh, first official match. Kraken did its invitational tournament with Titan a couple weeks ago, so that was good. And we'll see if these teams kind of scouted each other. There's I mean, there's a ton of information on some of the Conduit players playing in multiple leagues. You can kind of see what they like to play in competitive. Where, again, not as familiar with the side of Aether Purple, so maybe be able to pull out some of the new picks or different picks that maybe Conduit wasn't expecting. But with that being said, we are into draft, and it looks like Aether Purple's on the clock with their blue one ban here. We will see what they decide to take out, and let's see. They decide that they're going to get rid of that Udyr. Strong well, he's strong kind of everywhere right now. He's more of a jungle, but I mean, hell, even Faker's playing a mid at the moment, so champion's kind of just giga good right now. And the Mordekaiser ban from the side of Hecklers, really scouting that out. I believe Dark Oaklord plays a lot of that, if I'm not mistaken. I was trying to do a little bit of looking over it. I believe that was one of his higher win rate champs. Um, and as he's playing top lane, that would probably be why that champ gets banned. Hecarim Blue 2 ban from the side of Aether Purple, taking that away from Glada. Heavy jungle focused bans. Uh, talking about the Yone in the Twitch chat, and of course the Yone gets taken away. Yone giveth, Yone taketh away. And you know, any of the Yasuo Yone champions are just those champs, those dudes. So not shocking at all. And a third band coming out for the side, jungle band coming out from the side of Aether Purple. 5 potential junglers in total, although I believe that Mordekaiser is more focused on the Dark Oak Lord, the top laner for Aether Purple. And it looks like Glada's eaten all the bans from what we can tell. Blue 1, this is always the way to start the draft. It's always interesting to see what is B1able, what teams think is strong in this pick. And Victor, and that's a Billy Willard special, so it's good to take that away from him, but he will know what to match. It looks like he's going to pick the Swain matchup into it, and Wukong. So going for a lot of big circle AoEs, big circle good, and like Victor even has a little circle in his kit. No Maokai priority true. Maokai, no fun. Glad to taking some of that Blabber Energy. Played 2 games of Wukong in LCS. I'm not sure if anyone watched that. So it is good to see Zeri taken for the side of Aether Purple pretty early on in the draft. And it'll be interesting to see if they counterpick jungle here or if they go ahead and take the bottom lane support with him. I would be shocked if they took top lane. 5 seconds left on the clock. And they are going to go ahead and just lock in the Karma. Just a lot of mobility, trying to get out of the Swain Wukong. If this was me, I would absolutely be playing Heimerdinger into it. You know me, old school Heimerdinger. Gamer, Dominator. We love playing Heimer into the weaker AD carries, but It looks like they're going to go ahead and take Ashe, so kind of more of that trying to hold them in place for the Swain Wukong to be able to stick. Ashe is definitely a great setup. Hey Batman, thank you for the chat, brother. Miss you over here on the old Conduit stomping grounds. Our semi-finalist jungler last season in BOL, Batman. He's one of the goats of gold, so love to see him in the chat. All right, and it looks like top lane is the strategy pinch pull for the side of Hecklers, taking away that Aatrox. Oh, dude, you're more than welcome, Batman. I don't know where we would put you right now, but we would find something for you. Aatrox ban. Aether purple looking. And they're gonna ban the Darius out, so Maokai ban, taking it away from the side of Aether Purple. It is one of the more high priority junglers right now, and it wouldn't be terrible with Aether Purple's comp. Just again, kind of rooting them in place, making sure they can't stick onto the speed of that. So that's a decent ban, I would say. And the final blue 5 ban here. And I would assume it's going to be a top laner. And they are actually going to take away Leona for the side of Hecklers, wanting to keep that in check. Now, I've been around for a while now, and I do know that Ipsy has been loving the Ashe support as of recently. So I'm not sure if that wasn't picked up on scouting of Aether Purple or if they were just unaware that that was a possibility. But yeah, that's what I would have guessed. Ashe into Karma Zeri, not a bad champion. It's just a poke lane bot, and that's kind of the meta that bot lane is in right now. Given everything that's going on. I mean, how we saw Callista support being played in LCK. I would be shocked if that ever got played in our gold leagues, but crazier things have happened. Aether Purple's on the clock, 3 seconds left. They will lock in the Kindred, and I don't necessarily love the Kindred into the current comp, but it's a Kindred, so if it gets ahead, it will just be a menace to society. We got 5 seconds left. But yeah, I would agree. I think something tanky. We're going to take the healing bot known as Mundo. There's hovering Gragas top into Mundo. I think this may be a little bit of a troll. We Conduit teams haven't seen a Gragas player since the OG Capra Crusader, the Gragas legend himself. And yeah, we're going to see the Alawi. Now, Alawi, feathers and fur, that's like peanut butter and jelly, baby. That's all day. So, a very interesting 4-1 comp coming out from the side of Hecklers. They can't really get much done walking into an objective, but if they beat you there, it's going to be very difficult to walk in, I think, from the side of Aether Purple without giving too much. A lot of zone control with the Ashe, Gin Traps, Swain abilities. So it will be interesting to see what happens. That being said, we have a 3-minute break coming in here while the teams load in. So we are going to go ahead and mute quickly while the game loads in. But again, thanks for joining in here. We'll be right back. Alright, welcome back everyone, as we are getting ready to kick this game off, and a lot of posy vibes in the chat for everyone. Good lucks, have funs for everyone's. We love to see that. Interesting summoner choices, they're getting pinged here. Mundo taking Ghost and Ignite, maybe knowing how to play that allowing matchup a little more. Want to stay on top of it, or maybe just wanting to run down the squishies. Guess that's a multi-use summoner. I think Ghost is probably preferred for a lot of top laners. Or I would say the majority, not all, but probably the majority of top laners these days. And just a standard 5-point coming out from both teams. A little far back sitting from the Kindred. But again, no aggression on the side of Conduit to take priority of that mid-bush, mid-river bush here. So not going to be punished for it too terribly bad. And looking at rune choices, Conquer on Kindred. I don't know what Kindred normally takes, but Conquer feels odd. Maybe someone in chat can correct me. I thought it was typically a PTA type of look for the Kindred. Lethal, okay. Lethal would probably be more common. Side of Conduit, you see 3 Conquers. I'm going to be honest, I would have probably preferred seeing Brother Hedge take Dark Harvest with all the squishies. That's just, I think, my preference into a bunch of squishies on Jhin. Halo Blades on the Ashe. The Ashe kind of looking for those really early stacks getting taken off. And now that Karma Q's down, Ashe can literally just walk out and auto if she wanted. Not using the spacing very well there. Definitely takes the favor. And Feathers doing his best bully impression. So, not much going on into this early game. It's the small CS leads on the side of Conduit, but that's probably more so lane states, not necessarily anything else. That Hawk shot already spotting out the Kindred over the red buff, and Spectator really doesn't know what to watch here. Nice little trade for the side of each mid. I believe Mr. Willard stopped the first strike from happening. I could be wrong though. And allowing him to tank matchups is just so feels bad, man. Now Glada looking here, taking an early trade on the Kindred, and that's gonna cause the Kindred flash. Glada's gonna stay on top of her here, and he's gonna have the dash up. I believe this will be a kill. Glada going real deep for it, and that's double buffs over to the Victor. That's not what Mr. Willard likes to see, especially in a matchup that I think part of your comp you don't want to give this Victor any wiggle room. Billy taking the greedy way. He may have to pop a thumb here. Yeah, he's just gonna take too much poke if he doesn't burn that flash. That's very good for Victor. I think that's a much more worthwhile trade for the side of Conduit. And see this early lane priority coming out from the side of Aether Purple's bot lane, making sure that Jhin stays nice and weak. Kindred using some of that gold off the assist to help get priority of that top lane river, but Feathers is one of those players who's going to stay up in lane the majority. He's going to average close to that 10 CS on his signature champ. So it's an interesting thing. Good poke coming out from Army Overlord here. Really controlling that early lane, and spacing wise, not being able to control the bushes on the side of, you know, Heckler's bottom lane has really been detrimental. Now, I would like to see Aether roam up to help Kindred secure this mark. Having lane so shoved, because God's just going to be able to take that away. I think as soon as that pops, Karma should just roam and tell Zeri to be safe. Man, and this Victor still has double buffs. That is tragic. That's a flash out of the Zeri and an exhaust. So flash for flash, but the exhaust also popped for the side of Aether Purple. So that's a win, I believe. And this Victor is playing so aggro on the lane, and unfortunately not much Mr. Willard can do about it. And there's Feathers dinging 6. And Mr. Hedge gonna burn the heal. So we're about just over 6 minutes in, and we see Feathers and Fur already up to a 16 CS lead. But the other lanes for the side of Aether Purple are actually up in CS. So you have 6 CS lead, bottom on the Zeri into the Jhin. I think that's a lot due to the Karma pressure. And then a 4 CS lead from the Victor. And the Victor getting that kill over Mr. Willard is tough. At 10 minutes, we'll do a little bit of a check and see how Kindred's stack's going. Looks like she's moving towards 1 now. I would like to see the side of Conduit defended. You see Victor moving down, and this should be a stack for the Kindred, realistically. And it could also be a kill. I mean, the bot lane of Conduit, no sums, is walking straight into it. And Conduit is collapsing. They may not be able to do this. And they won't. And that's a beautiful collapse. Getting that kill onto the Victor. Or, yeah, from the Victor onto the, I believe Jhin picked it up. Big hook in by Billy Willard. And they're still tanking here. Oh, and they will hold aggro. And what a huge turn in this early game. Just collapsing at the right time. The Kindred just couldn't kill that mark fast enough and really gets punished for it. And they're going to go ahead and start dragging here. I don't think, with the Kindred being so far behind XP-wise, that they can do anything to defend it. And yeah, that'll be first dragon going over. That's Ocean for the side of Hecklers, as they really kind of grasp the early game here. And again, Feathers just doing what Feathers does. He is the authority of Gold Alawi players. This is I was surprised that it didn't get banned. I know he's been playing other things, but man. Oh no, Kindred, don't do it. Kindred, don't do it to yourself. Kindred, please. Oh, that's a flash straight back. Oh, misses it. Okay. Just gonna hold it off there. She's playing a lot of respect to that Kindred, not wanting to get her back in the game at all. So Feathers over-respecting there, but even that being said, 9 minutes in, we're at almost a 30 CS lead for that Alawi. Oh, and Kindred should probably be dead here. Oh, maybe not. Oh, and she will live. Ash Arrow coming in top. And Mundo's busted. The Gladulator is going to get a free kill here. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I spoke way too soon. This Mundo said, nope, I'm leaving. You ain't getting me. Moving. And fight a little bit of a trade back and forth bot lane. I don't think either team has much KO participation. Oh, should have went for the execute. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh, what's happening? Oh, and Victor gets caught in the turret. He's gonna fall here. How tragic. Just Man, an extra second of hitting him. That was a unlucky situation. Hecklers still have kind of that commanding lead here. Looking at the 10-minute mark now, let's see how Kindred stacking are coming. He is at 2 stacks, so not too bad. I mean, I think you would probably want to be a little higher than that at this point, maybe 3 or 4. But again, I don't know. I don't play Kindred, so I just know if you have 4 at 20, that's bad. So I would assume 2 at 10 is also bad, but you never know. And Feather's stuck in the past, building Hallbreaker again, kind of really showing what he wants to do here. And I'm pretty sure Ash is just dead here. Oh, wait a minute, they're turning. Brother Hedge? Oh, I think if Zeri just keeps hiding there, she's probably fine. And Brother Hedge is actually going to die before Ipsy. Oh, and he's taking him back towards safety. 3v1, Glada. Can you outplay it? I'm going to guess no. Yep, and I was right. And just like that, Kindred is relevant and probably really scary now. Ooh, good root by the Victor. And ult. Woo! Mr. Willard's playing with fire here. He is 200 HP, just still wanting to fight. And nothing will come out of it. And Mr. Willard just baiting for Glada to pick up a kill on the Victor. And, you know, while chaos happens kind of everywhere else on the map, the Alawi just gets the break first turret. Still up 40 CS. Brutal. And the fact that Hecklers hasn't really lost plates anywhere else, I mean, the one plate got taken bottom and that's it. There's a huge gold lead chest of plates here. And I don't know where these hedge guards are going. Oh, there they are. Found them. And Brother Hedge finds himself at 4-1. Very good play. So Victor is kind of the hope for the side of Aether Purple this game. I mean, Zeri will eventually get there, but there may just not be enough time. Oh. And Ipsy, it looks like he's not going straight into the ward breaking item, which I think I prefer. First, if I'm building Ashe, I always go that, well, I don't remember what it's called, the lethality item that will allow me to, oh, Modulator's just standing in Victor ult. And Mundo's dead. And so is Victor. And Wukong will fall in return. 3v1 on the Swain. And Swain falls as well. So, a 3 for 3. I'm sorry, a 2 for 3 across the map. And they're going to look to take up their first drag. Aether Purple, that is. Going to look to take up their first item. Yes, Umbral Glaive. Yes, I always prioritize that if I'm playing Ashe support. For one, lethality is not too terrible on any of Ashe's hit, and two, who doesn't like one-shot and wards? I mean, And this is getting, I would say, a little spooky, I think, for the side of Aether Purple. This Alawi, sitting at 133 CS, almost 2 complete items at 15. Having that Hall Breaker. Also now picks up the Rift Herald. Very spooky. You can very quickly take the base, given the opportunity. I'm also a bit surprised that first Herald got taken so late. You know, there's only been one Herald, and that's the one on the Alawi. Neither jungle are kind of prioritizing that this game. Oh, and that was such a perfect Ashe ult. The Alawi just able to 2v1 given the right circumstances. And they're going to keep this Zeri slowed down through Ashe arrows and Wukong ult. She will fall. And there's Jin ult slow to keep the Karmas for the monkey Wukong. And that's a 3-0 on the side of Hecklers. And they should be looking to crack mid lane turret, tier 1, and potentially tier 2 top if Feathers is able to shove it out. Oof. Man. Alawi is something, huh? What does my man Mundo do here? He just has to kite. Oh. Oh, and the Ashe arrow barely misses. He should still be able to walk away, though. Uh-oh. Woo. So we are Dragon coming in about 2 minutes. It is Infernal Drake this game, for all of you keeping track of which Drakes are OP. I never see this Drake in my ranked games. It's always what's the new one? Hextech? Or no? Gemtech. Firing the long range arrows again. Not hitting it. But that cooldown's probably pretty low at this point. Check. Ashe R cooldown is 48 seconds. Balanced. Yeah, Feathers is still just pressing that top lane. Doesn't want to press it too hard just because he doesn't have a splash. There's not a ton of vision set up. Victor's kind of caught here a little bit. Does a lot of damage to the Swain though. And oh, man, Swain barely lived there. While Kindred's gonna get their mark on the one camp, but the top tier 2 is getting threatened. You gotta help. Please, send assistance. Mr. Mundo can't do it all alone. Oh, look at this. This is a leap. Ooh, gets the slowdown. Oh, and Karma takes the arrow. And the Q splits the uprights. Feathers is just in a 4v1 now, and just gonna keep doing ridiculous amounts. Oh, and he popped the Kindred ult. No! You did. Oh no! Look at this champion. What in the world is going on? Well, that's gonna be a free third Drake for the side of Conduit, given the insane amount of pressure that Feathers just drew up there. They do get Feathers' shutdown. I'm sure he had some sort of shutdown. Oh, and these arrows just not finding that one either. Last couple of them It's not a hit. I guess he did hit the one top on the Karma, it just wasn't enough to save the Alawi. And Mundo built chains just to try to keep this Alawi at bay. It looks like they're going to send Feathers bot lane now to start pressuring that side of the map. Baron's the objective now. That Dragon's down for the next 4 minutes. And they're going to play around bot side, Feathers is. The fight over the pink wards. We love these. And Aether Purple will take that fight for the pink ward. Heather's playing really patient in this split push game. Almost like he can sense the pressure. He knows a bunch of dudes are trying to come and mess him up. And he's right back to the pink ward. He says, I haven't forgot about you. And he'll take the pink out. So no vision in this bot lane tri-bush. Probably safer for the Victor than the Alawi. Because I would assume Victor's just catching waves at this point. Oh, we missed our Kindred check-in here. Kindred's at 5 stacks now. Not bad. Not bad. I wish I could see the damage that the champion's done to this point in the game. But I cannot. But 6-3-2, not a bad game by Kindred at all. And Kindred finds Brother Hedge. Brother Hedge is going to go towards turret and try to kill himself instead of just keep walking back towards the support. And that's a good Kindred R, but Wukong's in the middle of the Kindred R, so ultimately I think that was better for the side of Conduit. Wukong's going to pick up 2, maybe 3. No, it stops at 2. Man, they're going to get this tier 2 mid. Again, having that Alawi being in a side lane makes it really difficult for this side. Oh, and Mundo's just going to take the heal off 1v1, and I believe Mundo doesn't get to keep his tanky stats. I don't know what I'm watching right now, to be completely honest with you. Because Mundo just stays in Billy Willard's circle. So Billy Willard just keeps getting to ult. And woo! That was quite the fight, wasn't it? Whose AoE circles are better? And Baron's on the table. Big pink orb. I don't think they do it fast enough. I think this is kind of a throw by the side of Conduit. And they're going to peel off, but I think they're going to die. Oh! If Zeri just aimed it behind the wall, she gets 2 slows. Oh, it's so sad. Well, nice try. They should lose mid-tier tier 1 here. Kind of that over-aggression, but they're going to lose bot tier 2 as a response. The Alawi is going to beat that down. There could be a 2 turrets being taken here. Nope. And they're going to peel off. They're going to start collapsing in on this Alawi. I think she's out, though. $6K gold lead, just over 6K here. And Dragon number 3 will pop for the side of Conduit. Now this is interesting. Alawi's here now with 3 items. She's not 16, so she doesn't have final form ult. But I think it's still fine. And Victor's going to pick up 1, nearly 2, almost getting Brother Hedge as well. And this should be a free dragon for the side of Conduit. Zeri's already back catching minion waves. Kindred may try to look to steal this here. But, oh my god. Oh no. Oh, I love the enthusiasm. Just bonked her right on the head, and that should be a Baron for the side of Hecklers. Oh well, Wu doesn't have Smite. It could be a 50-50 to random ability if Aether Purple decides to walk up and try to contest. I don't think they're in the spot where if they do and they lose the coin flip, they lose the game. And that is Baron, 26 minutes in. 8k gold lead. And just a lot of differences here. CS-wise, the 70 CS for the Victor towards the Swain. Biggest CS lead here of the night, but it feels like the vision is so much higher for the side of Hecklers. Just the support difference alone there, the support and top is just so huge. The Alawi really investing into that side lane focus. I would assume they're just looking to 4-1. I would probably do a bot top kind of thing here, just because that inhib can really be taken at any time if they overcommit for it. But some interesting lane assignments to say the least. Brother Hedge is taking his sweet time taking the red buff, and while two members look for the red buff on the other side. And Muno's gonna pop Ghost and just run at him here. And Billy Willard's in the back line. Muno's left alone to die. And I don't know if they just didn't know where Swain was or how that exactly got missed, but that is unlucky. Glad it gets close enough just to be able to smite. And that, theoretically, I believe, should be the end of game number 1. All 5 Barons up for the side of Conduit. 2 dead. Oh! A whiff. Oh, and they both missed. Are we going to hit this CC, or we're just going to give Victor a bunch of kills? Oh, Brother Hedge is Brother Dedge. Zeri gameplay. And this is the fun part about Zeri, is she just gets to run down champs when she wants to. And she's gonna get a triple here. Probably not what you love to see. Oh, Karma. Oh, Karma unfortunately dies the minions. But while all that's happening, Feathers is just taking 2 inhibitors. And he gets a Nexus turret too, just keeping the minions buff. And this is why Feathers is the Alawi authority. If you're gonna take red, they're gonna give Feathers that R5 pick, and he's gonna play something that bullies your tank that you want to play. And can Feathers just end the game by himself? That's what it looks like he's doing. Yep, and that's gonna be game 1. GG. The Hecklers lead 1-0. So let's see the damage numbers here really quick. I know the teams are probably waiting for me, so we're not going to spend too much time on it. But yeah, Feather Fur, that doesn't surprise me. And the 3v1s and 2v1s he had, that he led damage. Brother Hedge got damaged by his support. Unlucky for Mr. Hedge. Needs to hit them roots, but you know I like to give Hedge shit, so that's just the way it is. Victor almost got there. Victor was starting to pump towards the end, so if they can clean up the early game a little bit, not take so many risky calls, game 2 could be much more competitive. And with that being said, we're gonna jump onto a short break. while everything gets set up for game number 2. I will be right back. All right, sorry about that. We are back into pick and ban. Looks like Hecklers keeps a very similar ban strat. Yon, Mordekaiser, and the Diana, and Aether Purple bans Udyr, Hecarim, but that Alawi. All right, and the first 3 picks for the Hecklers are Sejuani, Renata Glass, and Callista. And Aether Purple will take a Mumu, Maokai, and Samira, kind of adopting the circle comp from the side of Conduit last time, putting their own little spin on it. Interesting to see Callista get picked in gold. I haven't seen Brother Hedge play it, so we will see how that unfolds. And I'm guessing it's a Samira Mumu lane into the Renata Callistaline. So kind of scary pre-6 for the side of Conduit. Darius taken away from Aether Purple. Action Band coming through. Five seconds left. Aether Purple final ban will be Syndra. Hecklers will get rid of the Mundo. Not having that Alawi available, there's already a bunch of tanks wanting to get that off the board. Interestingly enough, none of the IE AD carries are really seeing much play. I'm not even sure if Jin made it to that item last game. I don't think Zeri got it either. Victor, probably the shining star of Aether Purple last time, will get picked up here. R4. And Casa, who? Casa win. That's a throwback to I'm a Cutie Pie. If this gets locked in, this is one of the busted champs on the patch. So it is big scale angle for the side of Hecklers in terms of the mid lane. And it will get locked in here. And finally, the top laner for Hecklers is going to be... Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Oh, that's a throwback. They pick Shaco. They're instantly like the best team. Oh, and a dragon. Shyvana? Urgot. Okay, so they were throwing out a lot of potential flexes there, potentially taking that Sedge into the top, but looks like the Urgot's going to get locked in. That's going to be another feathers and fur specialty, or shall I say Alawi and fur. And final pick here to conclude draft number 2, game number 2's draft. It will be Garen. And if the Mundo was too hard, we made it just a little bit easier with a Garen pickup here. We'll see if the Garen can find an easier lane against the Urgot. I wonder if they would potentially flex the Victor top, lane swap, do a little lane swap, and give the Garen into the Kassadin to let him feast early. But we'll see what happens. Initial thoughts on draft is if Aether Purple gets ahead in the bot lane specifically, it's going to be very difficult for Conduit to play the video game. So that has to be the no feed lane. The other lanes, you don't necessarily want any of these champions to get ahead is scary. Kassadin or Victor get ahead, it's scary. If Urgot, Garen get ahead, it's scary. Sejuani and Maokai, I'm going to be interested to see how each team decides to play these comps. So that's what I'll say. That being said, got another 3-minute-ish break till we get in to game number 2 here. So stick with us. I'll turn back on the tunes, and we'll be right back. Alright, we are back with game number 2 between Aether Purple and the Conduit Esports Hecklers. And I will say, someone said it in chat, Brother Hedge on Callista, it's possibly a war crime. I don't think anyone's ever seen it before. But that's just where we are. And this is our current reality. Brother Hedge on Callista. I will say it's probably better that the Maokai got flexed into the bottom lane for Conduit. I would assume the kill pressure is higher on a Namumu Samira than it is on a Maokai. Samira, could be wrong, but we will see how it all gets played out here. Looks like a little bit of a late invade to get a little bit of vision down. See where Namumu's trying to start, while the Gladiator starting on the top side. A lot of information with that ward about kind of where the Amumu is going to path. And Victor's already winning the level 1. Not shocking. A little bit of a Q for Mr. Willard. And a little bit of trading coming out to the side of Conduit in the bot lane. Mr. Willard losing out on the early trades, as you would expect him to. Cassidy really doesn't start hitting their scary point until after level 11. I mean, they can pick up kills at once they're 6, but I think 11's when Cassidy really hits that breaking point at the moment. And looking for an early gank here. I don't think they're going to be able to get much here. Glada will be able to get some damage, but okay, Glada should definitely know this is a bait. And the Amumu's going to miss the bandage toss as we jump towards the top half of the map. Dappling Maokai, ba. And Feathers is just showing a lot of expertise on these champs. Already almost double the CS of the Garen early. I would expect once 6 comes, that Garen starts being able to win out on these trades a little bit easier. Oh, and they're not gonna find the engage. Maokai looked like he was wanting it. And just like the story of last game, the bot lane and mid lane for Conduit find themselves in CS holes early, whereas... Oh, and this is gonna have to be a flash. Oh, and if he hits that Q, he may die there. Great sidestep on the Q by Vishwa, who, in my opinion, was the MVP for Aether Purple in that first game. So we will see if he can continue that success on the Victor. And looking topside, and Darvin knows, gotta get Feathers behind. But Feathers using that dash to get out. Out his bot lane. And that's a really good pull. They're not gonna get anything for it. Damage. No big sums or anything. Given everything, Conduit finds himself in a 200 gold advantage. Brother Hedge just kind of made up for being down those early CS. Whereas so is Garen, so kind of a flip-flop on who's ahead and behind in CS. I would expect Feathers after this wave to potentially take him back in TP, back into that lane. Victor just keeping up the pressure on the Cassidy while he can. Once that 6 happens, oh, and Victor may find himself dead here. I think he will. No ghost, no teleport. He's walking. That's not your jungle, my guy. And that will be first blood to the Kassadin. And just as I say that, they get the return kill. Oh, and Brother Hedge gets a trade back. Oh, and he dodges back instead of keeps going forward. I'd love to see Hedge keep going on that. Be aggressive, big dog. Get in there. 2-1. Kills onto the cliffs and the Kassadin, the two champions I was most worried about at the start of this game. Good for the side of Conduit. And it's just a farm fest up here. Feathers actually didn't take his reset. I'll be interested to see if Garen tries to dive early on this big wave. Nope, just gonna go for the plate gold. Safer bet, I think, not having a reset in either. Oh, but wait, what? Hello? Wait a minute. What? Huh. What am I watching? Okay, he's just gonna leave. And if that was maybe 2 seconds earlier, top there, I think Garen would have died overstaying on that tower that way. Yeah, there's a lot of priority on the top side here. And if they can kill Feathers under this turret, that would be really, I think, difficult for the side of Kraken to, or I'm sorry, the side of Hecklers to deal with. Kraken's on a different day. And Amumu kind of taking a risky invade, running top for the Garen to try to help, but that's going to be another kill for the Kassadin. Potentially even another, nope, gets slurped up by the Urgot ult. And kind of an interesting overstay by the Garen there. Could have definitely just taken his recall. Got his item a little earlier, so not the greatest decision making there. Side of the team in general, as they find themselves in about a 1500k, or I'm sorry, 1500 gold differential now, deficit, if you will. And Kassadin's 2-0, so again, helping him scale earlier, super spooky. Goodness. And Garen looking for a little bit of an all-in here, because he doesn't have the damage yet, given his items, so walks it out. Gladys played this early game fairly well. I mean, he's really kept this Victor pressured to a minimum, or Victor pressured to not be able to attack the early game Kassadin. And Kassadin's going to scale fairly well into this game, I would assume. Oh, and the root going in on the Renata. Oh, and that's a pretty good ult there. But they're going to look to keep fighting this one. I think it's a little too late, I think, to fight that one. And that's going to be a double kill for the side of Hecklers. 6-1 now. At 2,500 gold is the lead with no dragons or turns taken at this point. There's not really, again, just not much going for the side of Aether at this point. First dragon gets taken 10 minutes into the game, and it is a Cloud Drake picked up by the Hecklers. Oh, and that's not where you want to be if you're a Garen, and Feathers will throw him under the turret and dug him up like a spaghetti noodle. Mumu is just farming, just trying to get his farm on. That Sedge has her ult back up. Victor's doing a good job managing the wave so far, but he's walking a little too far out. You're gonna miss R, but I don't think it matters here. Oh, maybe it does matter. Oh, it doesn't. Mr. Willard picks up his 3rd kill of this contest. Mumu's gonna fancy a fight here against Feathers, and I love that champ. That champ is just good. Mumu good gold. Oh, and Billy's gonna just miss the plate. He hates that. Maybe he'll still get it. Yeah, still gonna get the plate. All he gotta do is hit it once. Then he's gotta run. Oh! Flash bandage tossed by the Amumu. Has another one. Going for the kill. And is not gonna get it. Having to expend that, or use that ult topside to kill Feathers. Can only use it so many times. And the shutdown will stay on the Kassadin for now. I'm assuming that Roa is getting close to being complete. 8-2 now. Hecklers find themselves again in the driver's seat. About 2k up. Or I'm sorry, almost 3k up. And Feather's gonna defend his pink ward. Oh, nope, he's just gonna take away the yellow ward. Or side of. Oh, Herald gets picked up by the side of Aether. I didn't even realize that was going on. So much, I don't want to say much earlier Herald, but an earlier Herald, Aether tried to focus on these objectives a little better this game. And Billy he's getting there. He is getting there, that is for sure. And a 2-level lead. Oh, no, almost just over a level. Full level advantage for Billy at this point. And again, they're really focusing on that Victor this game, trying to make sure that Kassadin scales good. And he just dies before the Amumu can even react. Amumu's in a tough spot. Gets slowed. I don't think Amumu's gonna get away here. And he is not. Oh. And Maokai gets thrown back into the Samira. Tries the 2v1. Not gonna happen. What a late Renata, or a late Callista ult there. They both get pinged out. And this is tough. You don't love to see this. First game was very close. This one is taking a very quick turn for the worse. You have to wonder if a tilt's a factor in this, or if Conduit just kind of caught up to where they expected to be. Almost 5k now. Hecklers find themselves up over Aether purple. And Lada has had an incredible impact on this first 15 minutes of this game. He's got Billy insanely ahead. He's helped bot lane get ahead. He's helped top lane kind of everywhere. And this one truly feels like no matter where Glada goes, kills are found. And that's a crazy engage. I mean, I love it personally, but you are just dead, sir. And Glada's gonna keep going. Oh, they can't hit the hook on it. Oh, Butter went under the turret. Not far enough though. He's staying safe, just being aggro. Very aggro. Oh. Oh. Oh, what? Oh, what? Mumu used the R to save there, and that's a Renata R, Renata tanking turret. She's gonna have to let it drop off. It's on to, oh, I don't know who's tanking the turret anymore. Glada was tanking it, now it's back on Billy Willard, and I don't know how that happened, but no one died. Crazily enough. Oh, Maokai R. Is Maokai gonna do it? Oh, and he's... no. Oh, support is such a bad roll. Feather's taking the ult on to Victor. I don't know if he's going to be able to finish it. No. Victor's going to get away with his life this time. Not before getting hecka chunked. And... yep, 5k. 5,500 gold is the lead. And we're going to look... and here's what I was talking about, Kimtech. Kimtexel, that's the one that I'm used to getting in my games. With the giga good plants. Not all's lost though. Garen's up in CS over Feathers. And will get that turret top lane, which they needed to get some income back. The turrets are actually even. Dragons are not. They do have a herald, or they did get a herald. I wonder where that ended up getting dropped. I don't remember seeing where that got dropped. And Aaron V. Cassidy now in the side lane. Cassidy's farm's not great, but when you're 5-0 and 1, do your farm have to be great? Probably not. Oh, Stride Breaker coming out. And Garen's going to look for the all-in on the Cassidy. Not going to find anything. And a Mumu getting collapsed on by 3. Flashes immediately and ults. But now Garen's up here by himself. And he has to flash, but there's enough slows still in the tank. They're just going to keep it. Feathers doing the 2v1 thing. And... oh, that was a really good tank on the ult by the Samira there. The ult hits Samira, so Maokai doesn't get eaten by the Urgot. And top lane will fall, I assume. Oh, they're not going to actually pressure the bot lane turret here, knowing they were all top, which probably an oversight. They should have probably tried to force that down, given the circumstances of the game. And that's going to be second Herald now over to the side of the Hecklers. And I'm assuming that would be used to break that bot lane turret before the next dragon. Could be wrong. They could get a very good fight win and overtake it. And Crown is off. Double TP coming out for Conduit. Really just... you know, I give Vishwa just a little bit of credit, and Conduit takes it as an offense and decides they are going to bully him this game. 2 alls coming in for the Amumu. And just styling on him. 18-3 now for Hecklers. And this may, if Glada didn't have Herald, they probably would have dropped this mid and went for the inhib. They don't necessarily need to do that though. 6k gold lead now for the side of Hecklers. And it's looking like a 2-0 night. This one's not over yet, but it's feeling that way. Brother Hedge, we gave him crap, but he was a 10 KP with 2 full items. Pretty impressive there. Next Dragon's in 1 minute. A lot of the Conduit players are getting off their resets. Not a lot going. If I was Maokai, I would try to reset before this so you had some mana so you can actually fight this, and that's what they are going to do. Amumu roaming around the top half of their jungle. Could be pathing down as well. Feathers keeping up the pressure in the mid lane, making it difficult to rotate into that bottom half of the red team's jungle. Oh, and Vishwa. Not again. That's messed up. That's messed up. I'll talk to him about that. Another death for Vishwa. 0-5 now. My MVP of last game is getting completely shut down this one. Not a good time. Looking to control the Gladulator. Amumu goes in. Alts 3 people for nothing. Other than to die. I don't think they could have lived anyways, but again, really grasping at straws here for the side of Aether Purple. And Hecklers have just been much more cerebral, much more clean in this second game than the first game. The first game, fairly close. This one is much more of a one-sided affair. And it looks like instead of just going for the Baron, they're going to go and keep the punish train going here. And Brother Hedge dashes into Garen. And that is still a Garen. Yeah, you're going to have to flash. Oh, Victor, no, Bubby. Oh, no. Oh, how sad, man. And another 100 gold going over to Billy Willard for killing Victor again, aka Big Cannon Minion this game. And again, I think just fatigue set in. You know, game 1 didn't necessarily go great. Game 2's going a lot worse, and I'm not sure what the comms are like, but I would assume they're not great on the side of Aether Purple. Same thing. I'm sure it's all relaxed vibes for the side of Conduit, just running around the map together, killing everything. Cast it in 705. Ballista 1002. Sejuani 1015. I mean, there are 3 deaths and 2 of them are on Feather's top. And only 1 on Ifsi. I don't even remember that one on Ifsi. I think he got dove bot lane in a 3v2 and they traded 1 or 2 back. Mid lane pressure here for Kraken, or I'm sorry, for Hecklers. And just keeping the minions big to pressure down the turret. Brother Hedge gets exhausted. Oh, and that's a perfect Amumu R there. And there's the engage we're looking for. Much better. Feathers gets taken out. Renata still living in the middle, but Kassadin feeling almost untouched that fight. Just killing everything. Oh. Jeez. And it's a 2 for 2 or 2 for 3 fight. And that was probably about best case scenario. If they weren't so far down, there's a real chance that could have been the fight that turns the game around. But fortunately not. Next fight, Dragon, will probably be in 2 minutes. We would guess that would be the next big team fight, unless one of the players gets picked. And another blue, oh, Vada actually gets blue buff with, hey, I don't know if that was a red buff steal or a Bammy Cinder steal. Victor will take that one away. And Billy just wants some mana. And they better be a little careful here. I'm not saying that they're not turbo ahead, but play respectfully. A lot of vision for the side of Kraken here, forcing the Maokai ult, just Kassadin doing that much damage, forces Maokai ult to come out, which is unlucky. And Feathers hits the R there. It's not going to be enough to kill the Garen. The Garen is still able to really stick in this lane. Oh, and Maokai doesn't have ult this time. And that's gonna be a dead Maokai, dead Tree Man. Kallista's just getting a free hit Dragon. The others can bait. And that's gonna be the Kimchek Soul. It says red team claimed the soul, but that's not right. So I don't know what that's all about. Hey, it's actually the Hecklers who end up taking that one. And I think, I'm not sure again what the side of Aether can really do at this point in the game. I mean, I think it's probably a little too far lost. Oh, and again, just, oh, Billy under turret. He is able to get out before fully committing. It's a lot of R's committed for the side of Aether. Oh, Renata R is down. Not much she's going to be able to do with it. In terms of big R's. It's the emote. Victor's actually able to keep these waves kind of cleared down, which is impressive given the circumstance of their game so far. Samira's finally at 2 items. Victor's at his 2 full items, 2.5 items. And even with Billy having such a gold lead, the item differential doesn't really feel there at the moment. There it is, picking up the Lich Bane. Blue buff on the table. And we got a little bit of a lag. Lag, help. Fix it. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened. Oh, and we're back. Don't worry. And Garen's really trapped here. Oh, and Garen's gonna die. When Baron's up, that should be a free Baron for the side of Conduit Hecklers. Oh, they're gonna... They do have the Amumu here. Could Amumu Godsteal and keep this game in check? Very possible. Oh, I think it's... Wow. Oh, uh-oh. Maokai gonna be the sacrificial lamb. I don't even know if that's gonna keep Samira alive. I don't think it will be, honestly. It won't be, as Glada just walks past the Maokai like they don't exist. And I think that should be the game. We have 5 in the mid lane with the inhibitor just getting popped. Baron buff minions. in this 3v5. I would assume they will go for the end here. And Garen's just gonna suicide for the wave, it looks like. Oh, he doesn't actually die. Oh, he does actually die. That was interesting. Oh. Billy will die. Malachi gets trade back kills. 3v1. Oh. Rip. And 34-7. And the Hecklers will take the first victory of the Risen Rampage season in a 2-0 fashion. Game 2 much cleaner. Very impressive stat lines out of the Cassidy and the Callista this game. I think Galata really did a good job of setting those two champs up for success. 4-0-24 on that Sejuani pick. Very good. And Vishwa not able to kind of continue that success. This game, I would say probably Narva on the Amumu was probably the most impactful. But again, very, very difficult. Oh, look, I reported someone and I got a feedback report. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Yeah, wow. Again, just not a lot of damage. Even Vishwa having that many deaths, still kind of having the same amount of damage as last game. Just needs everyone else left to step around him. But even that being said, a lot of deaths in lane. Not able to have that vision kind of set up around them. So, great series for the side of Hecklers. GG's to Aether Purple. Welcome to Risen. I don't remember seeing any of you guys last season, so welcome again. Thanks for being here. And next week we'll be same place, same time, 7 p.m. EST, unless a reschedule happens, which we'll keep posted in our Discord. So we'll be back on Monday to start the Kraken season. They start the year versus Crab Wranglers, TA Crab Wranglers, I believe. So that will be a interesting series to say the least. And that will be the end of our broadcast. So again, thank you all for joining. You all have a wonderful evening. I wish you all luck. Peace.